This is Erma Grego. Today we are going to be presenting you a program with guests that not only are seniors, but the program also can be useful to anyone. And we are doing this at the Keystone Wellness Center. I hope this will prove very interesting to you. My first guest is Dottie Reiber, and she is certified for pool exercise programs through the Arthritis Foundation of Western Pennsylvania. Also a program called PACE, meaning people with arthritis can exercise. Also, Dottie is a registered occupational therapist. Okay, Dottie, tell us something about your program here at the Wellness Center.
Well, it's under the auspices of the Arthritis Foundation of Western Pennsylvania. I was trained by the foundation to present their exercise program, which has been designed by physicians, physical therapists, and occupational therapists throughout the years to help people with arthritis to be more comfortable. Exercising for arthritis is necessary. People think just doing their housework and keeping active is enough, but it is not. Joints, which arthritis means, arth is joint and itis is inflammation. The joint can become inflamed and sore, and they must keep moving to keep healthy and well, and it does help their disease process.
Okay. And you did answer why you exercise for the arthritis. Yeah, so we'll go to the next question. And how are the locations selected for these programs?
Well, the Arthritis Foundation comes out. The executive director comes and checks the foundation for certain qualifications, which this center meets very well. The pool must be warm to at least above 84 degrees, and between 84 and 90 degrees.
That sounds like it's real warm, but
yeah.
Really when you get in there.
And for the joint to move comfortably and for the people not to get chilled is important with arthritis. The deck must be a certain width. The dressing room must be a certain distance from the area. The access to the pool is very important. The steps with both railings. And then, of course, this pool also has the pneumatic chairlift, which is very good for people that can't walk. Yes, and that helps a lot. The foundation exercises stipulate a lot of things that we can and can't do. We do not use any resistance equipment except for the strip of styrofoam that we affectionately call a noodle. It's a buoyancy tool that the people can use, and we'll demonstrate it later.
Okay. Can anyone join these classes?
Yes. They don't have to be a member here at the center. They can just come in and pay a non-member fee and come into the class. And they can do that by calling Michelle here at the Wellness Center, McMurray.
Yeah, that number is?
724-942-5040.
Right, And Michelle.
Ask for Michelle, and
yeah.
they can ask for the arthritis.
Yeah. So now, how large do you like your classes to be?
Well, with the pool being the size it is, 5 people are comfortable in it. We have had 6, but 5 people is about what we try to limit it.
Well, what do you do? Have your classes at different times then or something?
Yeah, I
in order
have
to
2
accommodate?
classes. One meets from 9 to 10, and that's 3 days a week.
Oh, I see.
And the other one meets from 10 to 11, and that's 2 days a week, on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Okay. Now, how do you go about registering for the classes? I guess we did sort of cover that a little bit.
Right. You call Michelle and find out when they're going to be. And we have 12-week sessions. Or 12-time sessions.
12 times.
Yes, 12 times. 3 times a week, and 2 times a week is 8 sessions, and they pay accordingly.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we've found out all the ins and outs of the, what is it called, Arthritis
Foundation Aquatic Program.
Yeah.
And they have a video. People can also find out about it from the Arthritis Foundation or from here. And we have a video and booklets and I hand out pamphlets for them to take home
Something that they can read up on.
to
and
read
find
up
out.
about it, right. And,
And like we said before, it's not only for the seniors.
right, it's
that,
any
any
age, because arthritis can affect any age, and it's for many arthritic diseases, which covers fibromyalgia and rheumatic and osteoarthritis and all different kinds of diseases. And for people that just want to keep in shape and keep supplements for strengthening range of motion and keeping you busy and active and keeping your joints moving.
So it's never too late to, I mean, it's never too
Never.
soon to start.
Sometimes physicians prescribe this kind of exercise for people that have had joint replacements because of arthritis conditions. Hip replacements and knees, and they come into the pool and exercise.
And it's a lot easier. It really is. It's
Yes.
a lot easier doing the exercise in the water than it is up there.
Yes, water acts as a buoyancy for your body weight and takes the stress off of the joint. And that's why it's very comfortable for a person with arthritis to be in the warm water.
Right. Okay, so why don't you show us some of the exercises and we'll go on with the next
Well, a couple of
segment.
my people came in this morning to show what they do in the water. When they warm up, they walk. Walking is a good warm-up. Swinging your arms, walking heel, toe, back and forth. This is Joan and Marge. They're regular 3-day-a-week people that come in. Okay, and that class is full. I do have 5 people in the morning class.
The 9 and 10.
Yes,
Okay.
and it works out very well. Okay. Then they can come and turn and come back, and we work all the joints in the body and try to keep them all. A person must be very careful. If they have a particularly bad joint, they mustn't over-exercise it. They have to watch and work at their own pace, their own time, and their own range of motion until they gain range of motion through a joint that might be damaged. All right, we'll start with our shoulders. We lift our shoulders way up and back and around and down. Up, back, and around, and down. And we swing the arm, range of motion. The shoulder has a big range of motion.
Oh, boy.
Way back, down slowly. Slowly is the key word to arthritis exercises. You don't want to jerk or pop or sling joints that have been affected by arthritis. That's going to irritate them.
Well, if you have rotator cuffs done and stuff like that, is it beneficial to do something like this?
Yes,
But you
working in
can't
the water
get,
helps, but you have to do
never get
it
all
very
the way up.
slowly, and if it hurts, then you stop. Pain is your key. If you hurt 2 hours, they say after you exercise, then you have been doing too much. Okay? Now then, we'll have a waist twist. And to the center. And center. Center. Back. Okay. And we do other arm exercises that bends, start down and do. It rotates the shoulder, it bends the elbow, back, around, and down, out, back, around, and down. Then we hold our arms out, and then the hands in, out. That's good for the wrist. In. Another one of the exercises is holding the hands in prayer style and bringing it back to the chest. It's good. Elbow, wrist. There is a program by the Arthritis Foundation called called pace that you mentioned.
Yeah.
And it's very similar movements done in a gym, on mats and on chairs and so forth.
Is that similar to?
It's similar to this, and it's called People with Arthritis Can Exercise, and it's done very slowly and gently, and works all the joints.
What about that aqua power? That's more advanced, that's something else.
Aqua Power is more of an aerobic exercise. As people in this group gain more strength and more flexibility, we go into a more of an endurance to get the heart rate up a little bit.
Oh, that's more for.
That's after people have been in it for a while. In this group, we do go through that a little bit. But it isn't aerobic. It isn't really power with a lot of the tools that they use in the aerobic exercises for a lot of resistance and a lot of weight bearing and so forth.
Well, I understand that class will also be offered later on or something.
Yes, I think they had a new class, and it's very high powered, very quick, keeps going, keeps your heart rate. Okay, then we do a lot of leg exercises. You hold to the edge of the pool, and down, and stretch back. Down.
That would be good for me.
That's a good hip. Right, and straighten the knee and back. We work on all the joints. It's important to keep supple. We work on balance. That's important. Yeah. Diseases and later on, we work the knee way up and down, marching up and down. Place. Okay.
Didn't I know what you would
We do this in a sequence that differs a little bit. There are a lot of exercises displayed in the book, and we learn different ones and combine them in different ways. The instructor's manual is very complete, and we try to do different ones touching on the different joints, but there are various ways to do that. Okay? Now I'll let them show you on the noodle what they do. And this is the only device that we can use with the Arthritis Foundation. Now they can float on the noodle and do the bicycle exercise. It exercises. It's as though they're riding the bike and they're moving the whole leg and foot. And yes, it's very buoyant. The book shows them on life rate, but this is the same thing. Yeah. And it does afford them more movement, and we go in circles with that.
So you can have fun while you're working.
You can. We have a lot of fun. Sometimes husbands are out there exercising, and they come in and say, "You guys are having far too much fun." Okay, and another one that we do with the noodle, it isn't so much holding them up, but is doing the twisting. It gives them something to hold, and they can do their waist like this.
Instead of holding on to the edge of the pool.
Right, hold on to this. You can also do your knee, pulling your knee up, hang on the noodle, and then they pull their knees up.
But that's not going to hold you up.
No, yes, and it holds you up. You don't have to be able to swim to do the arthritis exercises.
Hallelujah.
And some people are a little afraid of the water.
Yeah, I swim like a rock.
Okay, let's put the noodles up. And we usually slow down after our exercises. We have a little bit of aerobic by doing a skiing motion back and forth. they work up a little bit of heart rate. And we do that. And then they do the jumping jacks. And then go back to the skiing motion. They do their arms in different ways to get the chest exercised. Okay. And then we slow down by walking across the pool, and it's a balance exercise to walk sideways. In and out. Across. Back again. Out. And I have to warn people with hip surgery not to do certain exercises, and this is one of them. They shouldn't twist their hip because it could come out of the socket that they've very carefully put in. We have a couple of leg exercises that are not good. This is a balance thing, and it's a cool down. And we usually finish by taking deep breaths. We start and finish by belly breathing, which is an important part. Through the nose and out. And through the nose. And then you end up by giving yourself a big hug.
That was worth it.
Okay?
That was wonderful.
Is that enough?
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much, Dottie.
Okay.
It was
Thank
very
you.
welcome.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, gals.
Thank you, Joan and Marge.
My next guest then is Nancy Griffin.
Hello.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Erma. How you doing?
Okay, and Nancy is a certified personal trainer and a fitness instructor. She also is an aquatic exercise associate. And today she's going to demonstrate a class on Pilates,
Right.
and that is pronounced
Pilates.
P-U-H,
Pilates.
Pilates.
Right.
Okay, so Nancy, if you'll go ahead and
Okay,
do
great.
your demonstration, then
All right.
we'll show them what I
Okay,
can't do.
great. Well, Pilates is something that's better experienced than actually described. So hopefully you can get some of that experience from this demonstration. And we're going to be abbreviating some of the, doing less of each exercise to let you see it all. All right, everyone roll back. We're going to start with 100. Zip and wrap the legs. Bring them up to 90. Take them down to 45. Bring your head and shoulders up. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And come down. Stretch your arms out long and thin. Arms overhead. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, round over, hollow out. Inhale, exhale as you squeeze your buttocks. Slowly lower, rounding the back. And over, one more. Inhale up. Exhale over the ball. Inhale back, exhale, squeezing those buttocks, and round over. Arms flat on the mat. Hug your knee in. Take your leg up to 90. Make sure your knee is pointing out. We're going to do 5 circles up and around. 2, 3, 4, and reverse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And come down. Now we're going to transitions. Squeeze your legs tight. Inhale, lift your head and shoulders up, and exhale, sitting right up. We're going to roll like a ball. Hands around your ankles. Tuck yourself around, drop your head between your knees. Inhale, exhale, roll back, and up, balance. Inhale, exhale, back, and balance. Hold it, and come down. We're going to go right down into the stomach series. Lie back for single leg stretch. Leg at 45 degrees. Hug your toe to your knee. Hand on the ankle, other hand on the knee. Inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. One more. Pull the knee in close. Last one. Okay, take the legs up. 45 degrees. Take them down to 45. Arms overhead. Inhale, exhale, hug it in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hug it in. Take the left leg straight, right leg up, and exhale. Lie back. Take your legs up to 45 degrees. Lower them. And up, hands behind your head. Bring your head and shoulders up. Inhale, exhale, lower. inhale up, exhale lower, inhale up. Now we're going to go into the crisscross, leg at 45. Inhale, exhale, take your left elbow to your right knee, hold it. Inhale, exhale, keep the upper body up as you look at the corner of the room behind you. Inhale, exhale, switch, hold, look to the corner of the room behind you, and relax. Now, put your legs out, shoulder width apart. I'm sorry, we're gonna transition. Bend your knees, hug them tight together, chin on the chest, inhale, exhale, sit right up, and prepare for the saw. Legs are just slightly wider than shoulder width apart. And arms are out at your side, relax your shoulders, tall. Inhale, exhale, turn, drop, chop off the baby toe. If you drop it off, inhale up, exhale, turn, drop, chop off the baby toe, and up. Okay, now we're gonna go right into the side kick series. So we're going to lie on our side, and you wanna stack your hips, one over the other, take your legs at a boomerang, and your knee is towards the ceiling. We're gonna start with front kick. We're going to do 2. Inhale, kick forward, exhale, flex it back. Inhale, kick twice, exhale, flex it back. Now we're gonna do 2 side kicks. We're gonna kick it up, flex it down. Kick it up, flex it down. We're gonna do 4 circles. Ready? And circle forward, 2, 3, 4. Reverse it, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? We're gonna lie on our back. We're gonna do the teaser. This requires a little bit of concentration. Arms overhead. Take your legs, zipped and wrap up to 90 degrees. Lower them to 45. Inhale and come right up. Hold it. Exhale, slowly lower and come down. Inhale, come right up. Hold it, hollowing out. Exhale, slowly lower. One more. Inhale, come up. Hold it. Keeping it round and slowly lower it down. Okay. Now we're going to do the twist 1, which we're going to go at our side. Your legs are bent. Your wrists line up with your hips. We're just going to come up and arc over. Inhale, exhale, round over, and come down. Now we're going to do twist 2. Ready? Inhale up, and then under, and forward, keeping those hips in front, round over, and down. And that is an example of Pilates. Now we've done some of the more advanced moves, and as a person in the beginning in this class would do some of their positions with their knees bent rather than out at 45 degrees. I hope you enjoyed it.
And now, and we're going to interview Nancy after we've seen all the different contortions she went through and all that. Can you still talk, Nancy?
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay. Maybe you better tell us again what Pilates are.
Okay.
Or is.
Pilates is a unique system of strengthening and lengthening the muscles in order to create balance and stability in the body. And it was designed by Joseph Pilates over 90 years ago. He had a very weak body and he was trying to strengthen. He was a sickly child, and he came out with the Pilates method. It also works to improve your posture and reduce back pain, flatten the tummy, and tighten the upper thighs.
Yeah. It sounds too good to be true. What makes it better than traditional exercises?
With traditional exercises, you're focusing on isolating muscle groups, and what happens is we create muscle imbalances in the body. And with Pilates, everything we do is balancing each part of the body, and you're using all parts of the core in order to isolate and strengthen it.
Yeah. That you were using
it's all shoulders, shoulder girdle, pelvic girdle, stomach, abdominals, and your low back. So you're working to open these up, improve your posture, and get everything in alignment. And every exercise you do, you're using those muscles over and over again.
Yeah. How often should Pilates be performed?
You should do, for a beginner, I would say about 15 minutes 3 times a week. But those who, once you become more advanced, I would say every day, 10 minutes a day, and maybe at least 3 times a day, maybe for 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes.
Some of these exercises you can do even without an instructor then.
Yes, in fact, I encourage that to increase your flexibility, because once you learn the moves, you can do them, and just for a few minutes in your living room, you can do them anywhere.
Yeah. Okay, this is a good one. What is a powerhouse? I've never heard of that.
Okay, the powerhouse, as I mentioned earlier, it's the core. It's the shoulder girdle, the pelvic girdle, the stomach, and the low back and the hip area. And what's different about Pilates is we engage the transverse abdominis. Most crunches only use the rectus abdominis. We're engaging the transverse abdominis, which is the corset that holds the tummy in, wraps around the tummy. And every time we breathe, we inhale and we exhale, drawing our navel to our spine. We engage that transverse abdominis, which helps to flatten the tummy.
Oh, yeah, I heard something about that the way you breathe.
Right, and the way we lengthen. That's important posture.
Okay. What has Pilates done for you?
Well, I love it. It's something I just can't wait to do again. I'm hooked on it, and I do it because I get a great sense of fulfillment in being able to master each exercise, and that's what it's about. It's about very few repetitions of each exercise done to perfection. And as you start to perfect each little part, you get more enjoyment. And we use a lot of visualization. So you're thinking about rolling like a ball. I'm going to make my body into a ball. Or when we tell you tall, as if stand tall, as if, or sit tall as if you have a ponytail on top of your head pulling you up. That visualization helps you to achieve it. And I was getting bored with just lifting weights, and this has added a whole new dimension to my life.
Well, I noticed while you were doing it, you really seemed to enjoy doing that. And should you replace strengthening training and cardio with Pilates?
Not necessarily, because strength training is very important to prevent osteoporosis, and cardio is important as well. But what Pilates does is it keeps your body flexible and strong, allows you to continue doing resistance training for years and years without injury. Because what happens to people is they get stiff, bulky muscles from lifting, and they need to stretch them out so they don't get injured, and so they can continue for years and years. And it's also
Pilates is good for cardio.
Yes.
Good cardiovascular business. Like
it doesn't, it won't really help. It'll help get oxygen to the blood and the working muscles. So that, yeah, it does help in that respect. It's not
it would be
exactly
a little too strenuous for anybody that's like had a transplant or a bypass or anything like that. It would be a little too strenuous for them.
Well, but if you go to the next question you're going to ask me.
Oh, okay. What fitness level would one need to start?
Okay, the fitness level would be, a beginner could do it as long as you can get up and down off the mat, off the floor, and it can be done at various levels, and it's a great place to start. If you aren't doing strength training right now, this is a great way to build endurance, build stamina, build flexibility so you can be strong enough to go out and do the resistance training and the cardio. I think it's a great start for beginners or those that want to, add to their the balance of their program.
Well, thank you very much, Nancy. It was very interesting watching you.
I enjoyed being here.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
thanks
you
a lot.
very much. This is Erma Grego back again, and this time we have a guest as Susan Rackley.
Hi, Erma.
And she is let me see your credentials here. Suzanne is an international fitness professional certified trainer. Man, that's a long title. And a cardio kickboxing instructor and a certified mat Pilates instructor.
Right.
So now she's going to show us some of those things that she does.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give a brief demonstration of a body sculpting class. What we do in a body sculpting class is we work every muscle, top to bottom, and we use a lighter weight, not like the big heavy weights. We use lighter weights and lots of repetitions, and that's what gives people the nice definition rather than all the bulk, okay, which is what particularly ladies want. So we're going to start with squats. You're going to pick up your weights. Feet are shoulder width and a half apart, okay, and toes are pointed forward. And what you're going to do is reach for that chair behind you, and being very, very careful that your knees don't come forward past your toes, okay? Think about putting the weight in your heels, and we're going to do 15 of these squats, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, weight in the heels, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? Squats are good for everything from the waist down. They're a wonderful exercise, so if you can't do anything else, do your squats. All right, Next, we're gonna do what we call a pizza lift or a leg press. You're gonna get down on your knees and your elbows, and you're gonna take this leg, and you're gonna lift it all the way up and all the way down. The foot stays relatively flat. We call it a pizza lift because I want you to think of having a pizza on your foot and not letting it drop, okay? If you drop it, you can't eat it. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, looks good, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, all the way up, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. You bring it down, stretch back. Very good. All right. In a normal class, we do both legs, of course, and we do a couple more sets of them, but we're just giving a little overview of what we do. Now let's go on to the upper body. Everybody stand up. This first one is a bicep curl. The key to this is keeping the elbows in at the side. All right, you're just going to curl it up. Here we go. The only movement is between here and here. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, elbows in, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks easy with just these little weights, but they get pretty heavy by the end, okay? And what you want to keep in mind in this is everybody works at their own level. Some people, if they get really heavy, will just drop the weights and use just resistance, no weight at all. So everybody works, anybody can do it, everybody works at their own level. The next one is the back of the arm. Okay, and what we're going to do is put our shoulders back, and you're going to lean forward. Again, the elbows are pressed in, and you're just going to take them up and out. Good squeeze at the top. 1, 2, 3, looks good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, put them down. Now that's just a brief overview. We do a lot of different exercises. Like I said, every muscle we use. But that just gives you a little idea of what we do in here. And we do have a lot of fun. And it's a really great workout, particularly for women, because it helps build bone density, which is really, really important for osteoporosis. Okay? Thanks, everyone, and thank you for my helpers here.
Well, thank you, girls, very much. Gosh, you made me tired just watching.
Thank you, Erma.
So in a little bit, we'll interview Suzanne to tell us a little more about body sculpting, but I do again want to thank all of you that have helped out, and I'm sure that you have all been TV stars now. So.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Again now, and this time we have Suzanne Rackley, and she's going to tell us some of the things that she did before. So, Suzanne, what is body sculpting? I know you showed us all that and everything, but could you tell a little bit more about it?
Well, body sculpting is a class where we'll use the resistance bands, the small stretchy bands, and we'll use light weights, and we'll also use the weight of the body to use resistance. And what we'll do is do a lot of repetitions of everything so that you fatigue the muscle, and that way you build it, not a bulky muscle, but a nice lean looking muscle. Which is
that
what,
more for the upper body?
No, we work all the muscles, head to toe.
Head to toe.
Head to toe, we do it all. We do it all. And everybody goes at their own pace. And some people will be using 10-pound weights while others will use 2, or maybe no weight at all, just use resistance to do it.
So just the resistance helps then?
Just the resistance is, yep, it does. Yeah.
Why is weight training so beneficial?
Weight training is beneficial because I really believe that in fitness and health, it's the silver bullet. Because not only does it help build bone densities, because it's been found that anything that bears weight will build bone density, which is particularly important for seniors and women dealing with osteoporosis and that kind of thing. And you want to do it when you're younger, so you build up that bone density. The other really wonderful thing about weight training is that active muscle uses more energy than fat does. So if you have more muscle, you're using more calories all day long, even when you sleep. I know I sound like a commercial, but it really is wonderful. And we have lots of people, all ages in here, who have had really good results from it. And I just think they feel better.
Well, is it too late if you have the osteoporosis to start something like this?
No, it's not too late. It's not too late. It would be a very good idea. We just go, it's an individual thing. We just go nice and easy, and you work up to it.
To your own pace.
To your own pace, right, right.
And you don't use the heavy weights and all that kind of stuff
No,
then?
you use the light weights, and eventually maybe you can use the heavy weights, but you start slow, and you work up. So we've had marvelous results with it. People really seem to enjoy it. Yeah.
Well, the osteoporosis is a very serious thing because you've seen some people that they just lose their whole posture and everything, and shrink.
Well, it's you said as you age, you lose muscle mass each year, so it's really important to keep that up. It keeps you active, it keeps you feeling good, it keeps you looking good.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Do you have to be in good physical shape? I guess we sort of
No.
a little bit.
Yeah, I guess we kind of talked about that. No, you don't have to be in good physical shape. Like I said, it's everybody at their very own level, and you work from there. You don't worry about what the other person is doing. Oh, they say, oh, she's lifting 10 pounds and I'm only lifting 3. Doesn't matter. She started with 2 pounds also. So you just do it at your own, and anyone can do it. It's beneficial for anybody, any age, really. And like I said, it's really the most wonderful thing you can do for yourself. Really, the silver bullet really kicks in a fitness program.
Is it advisable to have, like, your doctor tell you to come if you have the osteoporosis or something like that?
Yeah, check with the doctor first.
For anything like
right,
this?
and sometimes even we will call the doctor and say, what do we want to watch for? And they'll tell you, be careful when you're doing squats or be careful when you're doing that. So it's a very individualized program. But we have a lot of fun in it.
I saw you did.
We really do have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much,
Thank you,
Suzanne.
Erma.
I really enjoyed
Thank you.
your demonstration, and I know you're doing a lot of good for a lot of people. And if anybody's interested, they can call.
They can call us here at the Wellness Center. It's 942-5040. Okay, and we'll take care of you.
And you can be registered that
Yeah,
way.
you can sign up for
How
that.
large are your classes?
The room in here is pretty small, so we limit it to about 7 or 8. But we could get you in.
Yeah. So when are you planning on starting your class? Or are you in progress now with the class?
My class is ongoing. Like I said, it's individualized, so anybody can start at any time. Yeah, that's the way the body sculpting works. Some of them they do run on like terms or semesters, that kind of thing, but not this one. You can start anytime.
Anytime. And go for any length of time.
And go for any length of time. We hope you'll do it for a long time and keep it up because the benefits.
How long do they usually run?
About an hour. About an hour.
For how many sessions, though? I mean, do you do them?
We sell them in sessions of 6 or sessions of 12. Either one.
Okay.
We
Well,
just
thank
kinda
you
do
very
that.
much. And
Thank
it was
you,
great
Erma.
having you.
Thank
And
you.
I'm
Nice to
sure
have you
people
here.
will enjoy it. Thanks again. We're back again now for, this is what is it called, the exercise room?
Yes.
This is the cardio. Well, anyway.
This is the cardio
We
bounce.
have 2 people here that know more about it, and they can tell you what goes on in this room. Okay? This is Nancy and Suzanne.
Hello. This is our cardio area. We have 2 rowing machines. We have recumbent bikes, upper body ergometers, and upright bikes. And Suzanne?
Okay, we also have all the stride weight equipment over there, all the weight bearing equipment, and there's always a personal trainer here to help you. Just come around and say you're doing that too fast, or slow down, or boy, you need more weight on there, that kind of thing. We have all that, and we always have someone to help you. TV or listen to the radio while they're doing their workout. Makes the workout go a lot faster.
And one other thing I'd like to mention is the Wellness Center has people of all ages, and it's a more mature group of people, so you don't have to feel embarrassed about coming to exercise. We get people with different health conditions that are overweight, and they can come here. We know all of our members. We say hello to everyone, and it's a very uninhibiting place to work out at.
Okay, we're back again, and this is Erma Grego again, and after all that exercise and everything, now we're going to find out what we should eat and what we shouldn't eat. So my next guest is Donna Bassi, and she is our registered dietitian, and she received her BS in dietetics at magna cum laude, is that how you say
Yes.
that, from Seton Hill College, and has worked in the health field for 17 years. So she can tell us a lot about what we should do and what we shouldn't do. So Donna, maybe you could take over and explain your training that's involved.
Okay, thank you, Erma. Well, I went through a wonderful program. Your undergrad program is a 4-year program where you focus on just the biology, how the body functions, the chemistry. You get into the science of nutrition, and you spend 4 years and a year's internship after that learning how to be a scientist who can explain very complicated principles on an easy to understand everyday level.
Yeah, so
Yes.
it's not just right from the book. And
No,
that's
not
it.
at all. And I think it's important to look for the registered dietitian because we are trained in nutrition and we are trained holistically to treat the whole patient, not just what you're eating, but the why behind the eating.
Why do you classify as good nutrition, good or not?
Well, I think what we need to keep in mind that there are no good foods or bad foods, and all foods can fit. It's just how often. And the fascinating thing is, we're as individual as our fingerprints. Although we can make generalizations, each person's very different, depending on what you've inherited from your parents, your lifestyle, the environment, such as stresses you're facing. And then from there, all foods can fit in a good, healthy diet.
You mean stress can be a part of your
Oh, absolutely.
nutrition?
We're actually seeing some really interesting research on how stress can affect appetite and can cause you to gain a certain type of fat that's different from just like that cellulite, but it seems to be that abdominal fat, which is much more dangerous for you. So
would
if
it
you
be
feel
for your heart or anything like that?
Oh,
then?
absolutely. Much worse for heart, for developing diabetes, high blood pressure. So if you feel stressed and you find yourself wanting to eat, there's reasons why, physiologically, as well as the emotional reasons.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I guess maybe that sort of explained a little bit what you should eat more of or less of.
Well, I think when we're eating, it all goes back to that food pyramid and common sense. The majority of our diet should come from the base of the pyramid, which would be your grains, your breads, cereals, beans, peas, lentils, the high fiber foods. And then, of course, your vegetables and fruits. Now, if you're eating that base of the pyramid, you're actually eating your energy.
There goes the
So-
candy and the cake and the ice
Well,
cream.
that can fit in too.
Oh, yeah.
But unfortunately, a lot of people put their pyramid upside down and then they wonder why it topples over one way or another.
Ah.
But you know, you can eat delicious food that looks great and smells wonderful. And then you fit the other things in, but if you're eating the base of the pyramid, then you know you're going to be protecting your health, having a lot of energy, feeling great about things you do, then you can work the other things in.
Well, I know in my case, I had bypass surgery
Yes.
and I was told no salt and fat. You know, now if I eat anything salty, I mean it's horrible. I mean it tastes awful.
That is such a wonderful point. Salt is an acquired taste. We're not born liking salt. If you give a baby a bottle of salt water, a newborn infant, it will push it away. You give them a bottle of sugar water, and they want it. We are born with a sweet tooth, but we acquire a taste for salt. But I think we're also born with a fat tooth. You know, we kind of crave the fat and want the fat.
That's hard to do.
Well, it seems like we all have that natural tendency to want some fat, but the great news is we're finding out certain fats are quite excellent, and we should be including them in the diet. Such
They're
as
the ones
nuts.
that taste good?
Well, look at nuts. A lot of people love nuts.
That's considered as a fat?
Yes, especially if you're looking for the monounsaturated fats, and these would be the pecans, almonds, walnuts, peanuts, sunflower. And think how wonderful that tastes and how full of flavor. Olive oil is very good. So again, the food should taste delicious.
Yeah, so, well, I guess you have to watch in moderation, too.
That's right. And what's moderation for one person, like a 6-foot man, would be quite different from a 5'4" woman.
Right.
But we should all be feeling satisfied, like we're getting enough to eat. Balance that with the exercise that the ladies explained earlier. You're going to be on your way to wellness.
Yeah. So where does chocolate fit in on that?
Oh, you're going to love this.
Ooh.
They're doing some wonderful research on chocolate,
Oh, really?
especially the dark chocolate. It seems that many foods have certain disease-fighting properties or chemicals in them. We haven't identified all of them, so we put them in a group and we call them phytochemicals, plant chemicals, or chemicals in food that fights disease. And they found that components of chocolate, the dark chocolate, are actually very good in protecting you from risks of heart disease.
Oh.
Now, what they're suggesting are 2 pieces a day, not 2 candy bars a day. So we always get back to that moderation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I think if you have that would satisfy you sometimes.
I would think so.
Sometimes.
But then you have to ask, sometimes we're not eating because we're hungry. We're eating for emotional reasons.
You're making me hungry.
Yeah, yes, I know. Same here. But sometimes we need to get behind the why of the eating. Sometimes we could be quite full, but we're empty on another level.
Mhm.
And I think that's why it's important to treat the whole person, the emotional as well as the physical, encouraging them to be fed spiritually also.
Mhm. Well, my other question is, why is it so hard to lose weight?
Well, Mother Nature is quite cruel, and it begins very early. She lowers our metabolism each year, each decade, without lowering our appetite.
Mm.
And then, of course, as we get into our 20s and 30s and get into jobs, maybe marry, have children, our lifestyles change. We get quite busy. So it's a number of factors. Physiologically, what's happening in the body. Lifestyle again, with time and taking the time to exercise, to get enough sleep, to practice healthy practices. So the best thing I could suggest, and this is the Center for Wellness's philosophy, is to give you the up-to-date, latest information on how to be as healthy as can be and be putting all these things into practice to prevent the weight gain. It's a lot easier to lose 5 pounds than 15.
Mhm.
Kind of nip things in the bud.
Well, I've been doing the aqua over in the pool.
Wonderful.
And it seems to have helped me a lot. And that's,
Yes.
and it doesn't make me hungry. I mean, but it's easy exercise, it seems like.
Yes, and exercise should be fun. There's so many different things you can be doing, and hopefully you're doing a variety of things that you like, that you're enjoying, that you're finding relaxing, that it's diminishing your stress, not creating stress because you're thinking I should be doing this. So I think that's the key, the positive outlook.
Yeah. Can you give us some general tips to keep someone on track?
I think to stay on track is to remember that you're only human. Don't try to change too many things in your diet at one time. Don't try to change too many lifestyle factors at one time. Often when I meet with people, well, always when I meet with a client, I will make a very tailor-made, individualized plan. And we will take at the most 3 goals for that session. And I believe a lot of small steps lead to big changes. And I actually will show them how to implement things step by step by step, that in 6 months from now, a year from now, it will be a part of your lifestyle and you'll be a lot healthier.
How can anyone get in touch with you in order to Well, do you have classes, or do you have consultations, or what do you
Yes.
have?
I do a variety of things, and that keeps my job quite interesting. I'm available for individual nutrition counseling here at the Center for Wellness. We do programs from time to time, usually 3 a season. Maybe we did 3 talks this past fall. We're going to start our eating series again. It's called Eating Well, Living Well, When You Can't Diet Anymore. And it's about learning truly what is the latest research on good, solid nutrition.
When are you starting that class?
We're starting that March 5th, and that's a wonderful program. Not only do people lose weight, but what excites me is we've almost had every single participant come back with a better total cholesterol, a lowered bad cholesterol, an improved blood pressure, more energy. We've had people get off their canes. It's been really exciting on every level, things you can't measure on a scale.
That sounds interesting.
Yes.
So do they call the center here then?
If they'd like to contact me, you contact the Center for Wellness, and the number here is 724-942-5040.
Yeah.
Yes, and then I'll get in touch with them.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you so very much, and it was great talking to you, and you've given me some encouragement here.
Thank you. Come to one of our programs. In fact,
Yeah.
we're doing our next free talk on February 19th here at the Center for Wellness, and it's about the truth behind fad diets, setting the record straight. So
Oh.
I'll save a chair for you.
Okay, it was very nice
Thank
talking
you.
to you, and
Nice
thank you so
seeing
much
you.
for coming. This is Erma Grego from Senior Perspective. Now, in order to find the Center for Wellness, we are in Waterdam Commons, which is off of Route 19, right behind the Eckerd Drugstore. So anytime you're out this way, stop in and we will show you around. And it's a very nice place in order to really become healthy. So hoping to see you soon. And this is Erma Grego from Senior Perspective.